All right, Shalom. 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 All right. If you can't hear me clearly, you can just let me know on the comment board, please. But we will go ahead and get this started. Give all honor, praise, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Wahak Shukah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the faithful elect, those slated to be saved from the destruction that's been declared from the beginning to come upon America. The entire globe, but primarily here, America, and to all of the inhabitants hereof. And the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah for giving me the Holy Spirit to do this, and pretty much those slated to be saved, man, being declared in the Bible from the beginning as well, being none other than the Israelites, who today are being called so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, West Indians, Seminole Indians, Black Hebrew Israelites, and Afro people scattered abroad. The men of these people simply teaching the true doctrine of the Bible, the way, aka the way of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and the men, women, and children of these people that have turned back to their true heritage, which is the true doctrine of the Bible, aka the way of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and is able to be deemed such for them according to their works. All right. Shalom. So this is the 45th episode of I'll Stand Upon My Watch, and pretty much the devil, he has declared basically that, the shot, you get the vaccination, the shot that you, the jab that you participate in witchcraft, you pretty much are immune to everything that the pandemic has caused, which is people no longer being able to gather indoor. You have to wear a mask. You just not be able to have your, comfort you so-called once used to, the comfort on the plantation you was once used to. And that's what we're going to be addressing in this episode. So, as we can see right here, it started off with the Texas governor ending mass order. And this is something that me and some of the brothers was talking about, me and the brothers, and brothers I congregate with, and pretty much we were just talking like how we think it's gonna go or whatever, because ultimately this is to, as you see on the last part of the title, the New World Order. This is only to bring forth the New World Order. All right, and pretty much everything else is stalling, and the New World Order is ultimately bringing that chip. So how do we just pretty much thought on how, let me grab this real quick. We just pretty much thought on how it would end, and they would get to it. And I said they just probably gonna get, rid of this stuff, because this is not it. And lo and behold, it's coming to pass. The devil, he's sneaky how he does things, man. This is Sirach 39:1, just to back up what I was saying. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. So we go into it, man. We talk about it, we analyze things. He says he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, you know, and where subtile parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of greater sentences and be conversant in dark parables. And dark parables is pretty much things that pretty much um it's prophecy, but it's like coded, you know, just to keep it simple. So jumping back here, the Texas governor, they didn't Mississippi, and the Texas governor, they had already declared that they finna drop the mask mandate order, and I was like, oh, here it is. I think a couple days before that or a week before that, you can go back and you can see on the watch. You've been monitoring it, you know, pretty much. Fauci, the so-called Dr. Fauci, he came out and he said that they're going to pretty much get rid of the. It's in one of the watches. If you just go back, it might be like in the 40s. It's definitely in the 40s, like probably 42, 41, 3, one of those. But he pretty much was saying how they gonna end it, man. And now, jump forward, this went on to happen. You know, the Texas governor came out on ending. This came out on the 5th. It says Texas governor on ending mass order. We no longer need government running our lives. So it says on March 10th, the mass order will end and businesses can reopen at full capacity. This came out on the 5th, and today is the 8th, I believe. So that mandate is about to be dropped in Texas, according to this, in 2 days, which will be Wednesday. Yep. It says Texas Governor Greg Abbott is opening up about his decision to end the state mask mandate, stressing that he still suggests. Oh, let me cut this stuff. Salaki. They gotta do the most on these things. Let me see. These are just instrumentals. What's going on? All right, but anyway, it says Texas governor is opening up about his decision to end the state mask mandate, stressing that he still urges residents to take precautions, but Texans no longer need government running our lives. It says on March 10th, Texas mask order will end and businesses can reopen at full capacity. He announced that last Tuesday. All right, today Monday. And that's pretty much it, man. And they had them come on TV acting like they had no clue, you know, and they was, they was taking, that's that counsel, man. You know, he's just doing his own thing. And really all these people are in cahoots. And we do know too that the devil house is divided against itself, but nonetheless, Satan is which all these people are the house of. They're the house of Satan, man. They house Satan, so-called white people. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 10, 2 and 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, so they can play like they not together, but really they plotting. So they set him up to come out, and do it. Then the Mississippi followed. And then fast forward this week, because that was announced last Tuesday, look, COVID-19 live updates. Vaccinated people may meet indoor in small groups, but still, let's get a better one. Man, it's gone. Hello. Salaki, bear with me. Bloomberg, they charge you, but they had it. See, it says CDC says vaccinated people can visit each other mask free. See that? Agency issues guidance for those vaccinated, including travel you know, you able to pretty much take your mask off, man. So this is more and more of them coming out of basically the so-called white man ending this pandemic. It's a transition, you know, it's all gradualism, and it's enticing people to sin, you know, it's giving people license to sin and get that old thing back, man. But what does that warm you up to? That warms you up to the new world order, which they actually have coming, because they know they can't keep this thing up forever, man, because this is not, you know, what they want to actually accomplish, and they know how this thing is set to end. This is how it's set to end, you know, Revelation the 13th chapter in the 16th verse, and it reads, it says, you know, and these people deceived. But anyway, it says, I'm gonna get this too. It says, and he exercised, verse 12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, as going into Rome, and caused it the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. How? Whose deadly wound was healed, because they basically are Rome back in the reincarnation in the spirit, man. All right. And what was Rome pushing forth? Draconian legislation, man. You know, real harsh laws, and the worship of the lifestyle of Rome, man. And that's what America is doing, man. And which, if you aren't doing, you won't be able to come up. Say gotta be a hater. It says CDC says, Mac, you won't be able to do this. You won't be able to visit each other mask free. You see, due to the mandate that they put out, man. All right. So it says, but this is how it all is written in 16, and he calls it all, both small. This is what Rome didn't do. It says, and great, rich and poor, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, because the so-called white man want to play God. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. You see, so you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell without this mark, man, which is charagma in the Greek, which is the action or a stamp, man, which goes into a badge of servitude, man. You know, we can pull it right up. And that's what the RFID chip, which is already here. We just waiting on them to make it mandatory, man. All right. So let's see something real quick. So all this is a damn hoax, man. That's all this was, man. It was a survey, and they got these dumbass people right where they want them, man. You know, get people to agree in that here, you know, and they're gonna do the same thing with this probably, man. This is how they're gonna get people, because pretty much this is the introduction of digital currency, man. This mark, because they're gonna get rid of the cash pretty soon. It says a stamp. When you go into it, you know, that word mark, that word right there is charagma. All right, charagma. And it says a stamp and a printed mark, see? Of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Hamashiach. See, and that's because that's what's talked about in the 14th chapter of Revelation. How, you know, the 144,000 is written to have their father, Yahushua, who people ignorantly call Jesus, the Savior's father's name in their foreheads. You see, and if you go back to Isaiah in the 14th chapter, just for those who may not, you know, be familiar, you go to Isaiah the 14th chapter, in the 10th verse, I believe that is, or we're going to jump down to 12. It says, oh, how thou art fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, oh, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations. Yeah. This is the man who was set up to deceive all the nations and have everybody worshiping his image, the image of America, man, his lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows is spread over thee. Salaki. He said, but this is the point. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. See that? Yep, see, but yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. And that's the so-called white man, playing this out, man. He's being revealed right before your eyes, man. All right? So that's pretty much, he think he's God now, but that's pretty much what, what the hell? I'll close the tab up. But anyway, let me see something. I lost my damn tab, man. I had so much on that one. All right. Anyway, going back here to Revelation. In the 13th chapter, in the 16th verse, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, receive a mark in their right hand or their foreheads. Which when you go into that word mark, it means what? A stamp, a printed mark of the stamp of the mark, stamp on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. You see? But he's doing that in spite of what the Heavenly Father does, because you go to the next chapter, see that? And I look, verse 1, and I look, pull it up, and I look, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. You see? So then he's trying to mimic the Most High, man. So that's why you get this, man. See, Isaiah, he said, I will be like the Most High, man. Verse 16, it says, and he that's Salakia. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. See that? And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the name of, or the number of his name. And when you go a little bit further into that, it says the mark branded upon horses, idolatrous images. Let's see, a scratch, etching. So that's physical. Look, and there it is, a badge of servitude. So you worship the so-called white man, or whoever the man is going to cause people to get this mark, to where this thing, to where you can't buy or sell without it. This new thing that will allow you to buy or sell. Whoever it is that issues that, he will be who the scriptures was talking about. You see? And we coming into that time of that being revealed, man, to the earth. So that's pretty much that, man. It ain't too much to say the son of perdition gonna be revealed, man. All right. And that's all this stuff was set up to do. It's just a trial. You know what I'm saying? It was a trial, a setup, the alley-oop to the new world order, man. They got people scared. They created chaos. They brought forth order and some form of trust, man, in a form of manipulation. They tried a tactic with this. If we create the problem and we also introduce the resolution, and the problem is to the point where it's affected your life and what you used to, even though we the ones who caused it. Well, in order for us, we'll use this to pretty much bring forth data for the bigger problem we really want to bring forth a resolution, only to trick and bait you. So here it is. I'm gonna present this problem to you, and it's a problem to where it done ruined your life. in the form of taking away things you're used to in your comfort, right? But I'm going to also introduce you to resolution, to where that's going to bring forth what? The resolution will be what? Pretty much what could fix that. But if I'm the one who issue it, you got to get it from me. And that develops what? A form of some form of trust. And it also now shows that you can use the same tactic in a whole nother scenario. So the problem here was the pandemic. It's supposedly this virus out here, and you can't go in, people can't go to restaurants and eat and drink, you know, like they're used to, because the Lord says that's what these people, you know, that's how these people of the earth really are. You know, that's what they really caught up in. When you jump down here to Matthew 24th chapter, the 36th verse, it says, 37, it says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating, you see, and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage. That's how these people get down, man. Until the day that Noah entered into the ark, you see, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So these people, that's all they caught up in. It says, and care about. That's all they cared about. It says, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And it tells us in Ecclesiastes, the first verse, it's like in the first chapter, and the 9th verse, the thing that has been is that which shall be, and that which is done. You see, the thing that has been is that which shall be. You see, so it's just repeat, man. And that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. You see, it says, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has been already of old time, which was before us. Now, so these people are just doing the same thing. They got the same traits as before in the ancient times, man. You see? So what is, I'm saying that to say what? Pretty much, these people, the devil understands that, and these people, they truly just want to just go back, eat, marry, have fun. You can't even go get married because you couldn't, you know, they had places closed down. People couldn't have, they couldn't have wedding receptions and all of that because of the pandemic, which is the big problem. So that caused a big loss of discomfort. You know, a very big portion of these people's lives that are on earth, you know, that's what they caught up in. Just like how they was caught up in and marrying and eating and drinking. You know what I'm saying? What was one of the main things affected during this pandemic? Restaurants being closed and people enough. So many different gatherings. You gather for weddings. You gather to eat out, graduation parties. You gather for celebrations. Just nonsense and caught up in just, you know what I'm saying? You know, just, you know, travel. You know, that's one of the main things that was affected, man. So let's say right here, this is verse 4, 2 Peter 2 and 4. It says, I'm gonna start at 2. And many shall follow their pernicious ways. It says, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be spoken of, and through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not. You see? It says, and their damnation slumbereth not. So these people, destruction is on the way. For if the Heavenly Father spared not, for if God the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. See, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. You see? So that's why I say the thing that has been is that which shall be. So the people, this is how people was in Sodom and Gomorrah. They're gonna be just like that, and it's gonna be worse this time. This is how people was in the days of Noah. They're gonna be just like that, and about those same things, but even worse this time. So these people are really about marrying, eating, and drinking, and that's one of the biggest problems that the COVID has caused. You see. So what did the so-called white man do? He understands that, and he does what? He presents a resolution. You see what I'm saying? To do what? To keep people, once again, and entice people to stay caught up in that, man. Not to realize the error in their ways, but to do that and to also what? Develop a form of trust, and it also gonna bring forth, and when it works, you're like, oh, you want your old life back? Well, here. People gonna go get it, man. So they pretty much declaring, the devil has basically declared shots in the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it. It says, what can you do when you're vaccinated? CDC releases new COVID guidelines. Gathering indoor in small groups is safe again for some folks, meaning those that get it, man. And you can't get that. If you've been fully vaccinated, you can meet up with other vaccinated people in small groups. You see? So there it is. As coronavirus vaccines are being distributed throughout the U.S. and many countries around the world, we are inching closer to being able to do the things we loved before the pandemic. See? As coronavirus vaccines are being distributed throughout the U.S. and many countries, see? That's showing you everybody following what's going on here around the world, even though it kicked off in Wuhan, but they cohesive with America, man. It says we are inching closer to being able to do the things we love. See, before the pandemic, which is what? Eating, drinking, and marrying. You couldn't go to bars. You couldn't, like I said, have wedding receptions. You couldn't hit parties. You couldn't go to clubs in the way that you used to. You couldn't hit your favorite restaurant. You couldn't go to Gladys. You know what I'm saying? Waffle House, man. You couldn't go to Mr. Cho's, Mr. Child's. You couldn't go to Ruth Chris. You couldn't do none of these damn things. You couldn't go to Fridays. You couldn't go to Buffalo Wild Wings in the way that you did, man. You see, these people was waiting, man. And he's enticing them to do it. It says travel, travel. It says we are inching closer to being able to do the things we loved before the pandemic. Travel, host dinner parties, go to concerts and movies, see? And hopefully move through life without fear of a deadly virus, man. Oh, they probably gonna go on talk show hosts and sit down like, yeah, we did it. You know, how does it feel to have the number one max? And then they'll make it to where the virus not even deadly anymore. They want people to get used to the trust and them suggested things for them when an issue arises. So it's gonna be some issue they're gonna make about the dollar, and they're gonna come with another resolution. And these people gonna be they already softened up for it, man. You see what I'm saying? For the suggestion. Because they seen how it played out with you see? And then look, we just look crazy again. You see what I'm saying? But Noah looked crazy. He looked crazy for 120 years as well, man. And then that flood came. And they know the flood came because the earth is documented. It's recorded in the earth, man. All these canyon formations didn't come just by the Lord setting them up like that. No, that's debris buildup, man. When you go to these canyons, you can watch the documentary known as the 7 days, as in the days of Noah, the days of Noah. And days is spelled with a 7 in place of the letter Y. You know what I'm saying? In days, the letter Y, in place of that Y, they put 7. So it's days, with a 7 of Noah, the days of Noah. Esau, the so-called white man, revealed all this. They know a flood actually covered the entire globe because the same rock formations of canes are found all over the earth. just build up of debris piled up on each other, and it gets you these different canyons, so-called mountains, if you will. You see what I'm saying? That's just formed because the earth used to be plush. So what does a canyon look like? Something dried the hell out, man. And destroyed. All right. So, but he preached for 120 years, and nobody heard him. So, nonetheless, that's gonna come, man. That's gonna come, man. And that's pretty much it, man. So they done soften people up. That's pretty much all I want to bring out. I don't. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's in Genesis, like the 6th verse. Exactly. He was 600 years old when the flood of the waters was upon the earth. All right. And then we jump back here. Earth was flooded for 150 days. So I can make sure I said that right. And the waters prevailed upon the earth in 150 days. All right. Now, his days shall be 120 years. And then jump down. I forget, it's a minute since I went to this, but it's nonetheless, man, he was preaching, and nobody believed Noah, man, until that day he entered. So these people are gonna go back to what the hell they've been doing, and that's pretty much it, man. So these are just the articles I want to bring out. Pretty much if you get this so-called vaccination, it says we wish we could tell you that once you're fully vaccinated, you can go back to living life like it's 2019, but we aren't quite there yet. You see, given that only 9% of the U.S. population has been fully vaccinated as of March 8th, it is going to take a while longer before we can all head to concerts and weddings. See that? Visiting aging relatives and return to offices, man. See that? This place done, man. It says for now, so that these people gonna get caught up the same way during the days of Noah, man. For now, if you've been fully vaccinated against the coronavirus, you can have a small indoor or outdoor gathering without wearing a mask or social distancing, but only with other people who have also been fully vaccinated. That removes the limits of gathering with people from more than 2 households. From more than 2 households, you can also now safely visit unvaccinated people from a single household, so as long as no one in that household is at an increased risk of serious illness up from COVID-19. And that's pretty much it. Those that have an increased risk induce people who have underlying health issues in the elderly. So they pretty much, they know they're not gonna get everybody, man. You see what I'm saying? But they just getting this used to the thought, because you got people like brothers actually know people that's getting vaccinated, man, and they talking about they fine. So the vaccination is nonetheless, it's definitely out here. The vaccine is definitely out here, you know. Don't toss your mask just yet. Even if you received the vaccine, you still need to wear a mask and social distance in public. The same goes if you're gathering with unvaccinated people from more than one household or visiting an unvaccinated person who's at increased risk of severe illness or death from COVID-19, or who lives with a person at increased risk. So can they travel? Traveling should still wait, even if you're vaccinated. The CDC says you should continue to avoid traveling, but domestically and internationally, travel is still considered high-risk activity and should be avoided whenever possible. You see, can I go to restaurants and bars, despite the fact that many states are lifting restrictions that close down indoor dining, bars, museums, and other types of businesses? The CDC still recommends avoiding bars, restaurants, whether you're vaccinated or not. In fact, the agency, so pretty much, they just throwing it out here. They're getting people used to the thought of this thing, ending, man. And it's gonna be by what? The resolution that they suggested, which was what? A vaccination. You see? So that's it, man. It's just that simple. So I ain't gonna draw this out. It's pretty much that's it. Prepare for the new world order, man, because this is definitely what they're plotting on, and that's pretty much that, man. See if I can grab that. Yep, this is it. It's Iraq 37:12. It says the wicked plotted against the just, you see, and gnashed upon him with his teeth. And their teeth is found in what? Your teeth is found in what? Your mouth. So that's going into words, you see. So they get you, they get a hold of you with their words, aka their laws, you see. And that's pretty much it, man. You know, and that's how we know they're talking about words. Because say the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow with their tongue to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of a upright conversation. See that? So that's pretty much it. Their sword shall enter into their own heart and their bow shall be broken. So it's all going to backfire, man. You see? So that's pretty much it. These people are 100% plotting, and it's going to be the introduction of this new world order. So things could go back. They'll call it fake normal this summer, but it really ain't. You see what I'm saying? Because at any moment, we these things never happened before. You see what I'm saying? In the way that they're happening now, and what they're gonna bring forth. You know, and that's that shit, man. Ain't nobody ever been like chipped, all right? And the Jacob's trouble is something that ain't been declared yet, man. You know, as far as this type of history, that these type of levels of events have never been reported before, which is that day is great, for there is none like it, man. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, man. So I'm gonna end on that, matter of fact. You know, but we're gonna be saved out of it. Those that stand 10 toes down and ain't playing no games, man. You know, ain't trying to wing it. This is Jeremiah 30:7, the last. For that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved up like it. So ain't no time compared to this time that's getting ready to come. And that's that new world order in which these devils know they have to hurry up and get to, because they want to live it out. You know what I'm saying? This is like their heart's desire. The scripture talk about how the wicked boasted of his heart's desire. Let me grab that real quick. You know, boasted. Wicked boasted of his heart's desire. I believe that's Psalms in the 10th chapter. Yep, Psalms in the 10th chapter. Gotta get that. And what's their desires? Their desires, see verse 3. It says, I'm gonna jump here real quick. It says Psalms 10:2, the wicked in his pride though persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. All is gonna backfire all on them, man. You see? You know what? I'm gonna start at 1. It says, why standest thou afar off, O Lord, Yahweh? Why hidest thyself in times of trouble? The Lord is not gonna be with you people that's caught up in this, and when this stuff, especially when Jacob's trouble hit his pinnacle, it's gonna be crazy for you, man. It says, the wicked in his pride, those persecute the poor, let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, and those going to these plans that they're, this COVID stuff, this pandemic, the new world order. Psalm 10:3, for the wicked boasted of his heart's desire, see, and blessed the covetous, whom, you see, so they bless, you want to return back to your old life, here, take this, you're blessed now. I'm giving you immunity to what's going on, to the shutdown. You can go back and eat again, here you go. And his heart's desire, their heart's desire is what? The new world order, what they want, man. They want people vaccinated, and they want to bring that chip, man. Whom the Lord abhorred, for the wicked boasted of his heart desires, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord Yahweh abhorred. Those that get his badge. You see what I'm saying? Lord ain't with that. He the Most High. But that's why he's going to destroy this place, and that's why this is written, man. So they desire is they new world order, and they know they only got a short time to get to it. Because the Lord ain't dealing with that. And they already got it recorded that the Lord is real and he done showed up on earth and did exactly what the scriptures say he did, to those that was having these certain traits in which they know people have today, in which they are the ringleader of these so-called white people. It's a circus, man. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, Revelation 12:12. And ye that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, the deceiver, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So they finna speed this thing up, man. They finna drop this pandemic thing, and they transition into the new world order. So prepare, man. All right, so till next time, shalom.